Have you ever had that feeling of wanting to explore the entire world, only to discover that literally only your island exists? Well, friends, welcome to Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, a game that asks us a deep philosophical question. What would you do if you lived on the only piece of land that exists? The obvious answer? Search for mysterious ruins with your best friend the prince and get into epic trouble, obviously. Square Enix has taken a 26-year-old classic and rebuilt it from scratch, not just with a facelift, but with complete plastic surgery. And let me tell you, the result is spectacular. But is everything perfect on this journey to the past? Buckle up, because we're going to dissect everything that makes this remake an experience that both veterans and newcomers won't want to miss. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined puts you in the shoes of a young adventurer living in Estard, supposedly the only island in the entire world. Your father is a legendary sailor who has sailed everywhere and has only found fish. Lots of fish. But you and your best friend, Prince Kiefer, have that feeling that there's something more out there. Things get interesting when you discover mysterious ruins that require ancient stone tablets to open. With the help of Maribel, the energetic and somewhat spoiled, let's be honest, daughter of the mayor, you embark on an adventure involving traveling through time and space to restore islands that have been sealed under the sea by an evil demon king. What's brilliant about the narrative is its almost anthology-like structure. Each island you visit has its own self-contained story, with its own characters, conflicts, and resolutions. You visit places like Ballymaloy, where the legend of a heroic warrior turns out to be a tragedy of epic proportions. You're not always the glorious savior. Sometimes you arrive too late. Sometimes your victories are bittersweet. And that emotional honesty makes each new island feel like opening a new chapter of a book you can't put down. Let's talk about the cast, because friends, Square Enix outdid themselves here. The protagonist remains mostly silent, as is tradition in JRPGs, but the characters around him more than make up for it. Kiefer is the enthusiastic prince with hidden doubts about himself. Maribel can be irritating at first, think Hermione Granger in the first Harry Potter movie, but over time she becomes an endearing companion with a good heart. And then there's Ruff, who, well, no spoilers, but let's say his situation gives him a lot of character. But it's not just the protagonists. The supporting cast shines in its own right. From royalty to the Droddentroden, from thieves who betray you to the fortune teller named Palmella. Yes, you read that right. Every character leaves an impression. Conversations never feel bogged down with unnecessary details, and the English voice acting is superb, bringing each dialogue to life. What makes these characters work so well is that they're written with nuance. They're not flat archetypes. They have motivations, fears, dreams. And when the cast undergoes changes, which they do, everything unfolds naturally without feeling rushed. This is where Dragon Quest VII Reimagined really shines like the diamond it is. The developers adopted a unique approach. They created handmade dolls of the main characters and scanned them in 3D for the game. The result is a visual style that seamlessly combines photorealistic realism with Akira Toriyama's cartoonish art. Towns and environments are designed as dioramas, creating a toy aesthetic that is absolutely charming. Each scene looks like a carefully crafted model, and the level of detail is impressive. This looks especially glorious on Switch 2, where the game runs at a solid 60 FPS with at least 1080p resolution. The movements are smooth, the details are crisp, and honestly, this might be the most visually beautiful Dragon Quest that Square Enix has produced. That said, there's one small flaw to mention, that strange depth of field effect that causes some pop-in on certain environmental elements. It was already present in Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, and while it's less annoying here, it's still noticeable and can be distracting at times. It doesn't ruin the experience, but it's that little grain of sand in an otherwise perfect cake. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined's combat system is classic turn-based, and some might think, isn't that outdated? Well, yes and no. The beauty lies in how the game takes something simple and gradually expands it to create a system with satisfying depth. At first, battles feel basic. You attack, use magic, heal. But as you progress, the system opens up beautifully. Enemies have unique tactics and elemental weaknesses. Slimes are disposable, but mouse flaps can attack simultaneously if there's more than one. You need to prioritize targets, exploit weaknesses, and manage resources.
The vocation system is where things get juicy. Each character can equip different vocations, and as they level them up, they unlock new abilities and stat improvements. The new Moonlighting feature allows you to equip 2 vocations at once, creating wild hybrids. A warrior priest, a troubadour martial artist, everything is possible. Additionally, you can obtain monster hearts that grant unique benefits, increased evasion, higher critical chance, or even surviving a lethal attack. The variety of builds you can create is impressive. But here comes a small problem. It takes quite a while before unlocking the ability to change vocations, and Moonlighting comes even later. It's not dozens of hours, but if you battle regularly, you'll have maxed out your initial vocations long before you can experiment with the complete system. It's a shame, though understandable from a progression standpoint. A brilliant addition is vocational perks. After enough time in battle, characters can become worked up and unlock a special move unique to their vocation. The protagonist can protect the entire team from a single hit, crucial when a boss is charging up a devastating attack. Maribel makes it easier to exploit elemental weaknesses. Kiefer can sacrifice all defense to increase his attack and critical rate. These moments can turn the tide of a losing battle, and by activating randomly, they never become an easy crutch. One of the biggest improvements over the original version is the optimized pacing. The original Dragon Quest VII was infamous for its bloat. It took about 2 hours before entering your first combat. Reimagined cuts all that unnecessary fat. Extraneous dialogue and excessive backtracking have been eliminated, resulting in a tighter adventure that moves instead of dragging. Random encounters are also gone. Enemies now roam freely on the map, and you can avoid them if you prefer to just pass through an area. If their level is well below yours, they'll even run away from you. And if you're in a hurry, you can swing your sword to get battle rewards without entering the combat screen. Additionally, there are features like fast travel, the Nose for Treasure ability that makes life easier for completionists, competent auto battle systems, and the most granular difficulty settings you've ever seen. Want automatic healing after each battle? Go ahead. Prefer a brutal challenge? That's available too. The game adapts to your needs. Dragon Quest music has always been iconic, and Reimagined doesn't disappoint. The entire soundtrack has been re-recorded with new orchestral arrangements that capture the essence of the original while introducing fresh elements. These compositions perfectly reflect the whimsical and adventurous spirit that the Dragon Quest franchise is known for, alternating between cheerful and more serious moments when the situation calls for it. Because not everything is perfect in the world of JRPGs, let's talk about the flaws. First, that annoying depth of field effect I already mentioned. It doesn't ruin the experience, but it's there, like that awkward relative at family gatherings. Second, the pacing, while massively improved, still has some issues. It takes quite a while to unlock vocations and moonlighting, which can frustrate players who want to experiment from the start. Third, you can tackle certain things in any order, which occasionally breaks narrative coherence. One reviewer mentioned that Kiefer commented on the Demon King long before any NPC mentioned his name. Fourth, and this is important for purists, the game has cut content from the original and the 3DS version. Some islands were completely removed, others saw their story shortened. For some, this is an improvement that eliminates filler. For others, it's a loss of what made the original special. Available vocations have been reduced. Monster Hearts are now equipment instead of a mechanism to unlock classes. The casino, a staple of Dragon Quest, was removed, probably to avoid higher age ratings in regions like Europe and Australia. And finally, difficulty has been significantly reduced. The game drowns you in healing items and checkpoints, making resource management almost non-existent. Bosses are a joke compared to previous versions. If you're looking for the classic old-school Dragon Quest challenge, this might disappoint you. Final verdict, do I recommend it? Absolutely yes. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is a masterpiece of how to make a modern remake. It takes a divisive game from over 2 decades ago and turns it into an accessible, beautiful, and deeply satisfying experience. Yes, purists may lament the cut content. Yes, the reduced difficulty may not be for everyone. And yes, that depth of field effect is annoying.
But these are minor blemishes on an otherwise brilliant canvas. The narrative is charming, the characters are memorable, the combat system has satisfying depth without overwhelming, the visuals set a new standard for stylized remakes, and the game respects your time in a way the original never did. If you never played the original because its legendary length intimidated you, this is your chance. If you played it and loved it, this version will remind you why, only better. If you played it and couldn't finish it, this redeemed version might change your mind. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is not just a good remake. It's one of the best JRPGs you can play this year, period. It's cozy like a novel you want to return to, epic like an adventure worth telling, and polished like a diamond that has been cut for decades. Is it the definitive version? Depends on what you value. Is it the most fun? Without a doubt. And at the end of the day, isn't that what matters? If you enjoyed this review, subscribe, hit like, and leave me a comment. Have you already played Dragon Quest VII Reimagined? Do you prefer the original version or this reimagining?